You have to start romanticizing your life. You have to start thinking of yourself as the main character. Because if you don't, life will continue to pass you by. And all the little things that make it so beautiful will continue to go unnoticed. So take a second and look around and realize that it's a blessing for you to be here right now.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you are good, hope you are well. Today we are talking about main character energy, hashtag main character. It's a trend I've been seeing a lot recently, and so I want to talk about it. But first, a word from our sponsor. Yes, I am back again with Nubia's Crown. Thank you, Nubia's Crown, for sponsoring this video. Last time you saw me with Nubia's Crown, I was wearing their 14-inch black crochet locks. And this time, I'm wearing their ombre queen crochet locks in 26 inches. And yes, I'm feeling myself very much. So Nubia's Crown is a black woman-owned business. Love to see it. And what I love about them is the quality. I have admitted this before, that I used to buy my crochet locks from like Amazon or whatever because I thought they were all the same, but I was wrong. The quality is unmatched. They look so natural. Somebody even asked me earlier this week, how long have you been growing your dreads for? I said, if only you knew. I got them with the blonde bottoms. I think you can get them in like a burgundy and also a brown. So maybe I need to try those next, but I'm really feeling the blonde tips at the bottom. Oh. It also comes in a shorter length because last time I was so surprised with how much I like the 14 inches. So I've gone from 14 to 26. What's next? But I like both lengths, guys. You won't be disappointed. And this time I got you a discount code. You can use the code Adella15 for 15% off. Don't dilly-dally. You won't be disappointed. I get compliments on this hair every single time I go out. Let me know what you think of this hair down below. And guys, as promised, I have actually uploaded all of my previous hairstyles to Pinterest, and I have all hair details on Pinterest now. So I'll leave a link to that down below. I've got hair inspo, I've got outfits that I've worn, I've got some inspiration I've taken off Pinterest, and it's all there in specially curated boards just for you. So link down below to check out my Pinterest, and link down below to shop Nubia's Crown with my discount code Adella15 for 15% off. Let's get into the video. So main character energy, it's not a new concept. It's just kind of become popular due to like a TikTok trend. So the sound you heard at the beginning by Ashla Ward, I believe that is the sound that set off the main character trend. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not new. Main character energy, romanticizing your life, not new concepts, just back popping again. But if you think about it, the concept of being a main character and the concept of therefore romanticizing your life is not that far-fetched. Hear me out. I read an article earlier on Psychology Today and it explained it so perfectly. If you think about movies and TV shows where they literally have a main character, and then compare that to your existence, you literally are the main character. You're in every scene, the voice in your head, hello, you're the narrator. The scene literally ends when you exit the scene, as in like you, the viewer, and also the main character, you don't know what's happening once you've left the room, once you've left an environment. So it is literally like you're the main character because the scene, as far as your perception goes, the scene ends. When things happen to other people, could be significant stuff. Someone could literally die. When things happen to other people, your movie doesn't end. Your movie literally ends when you die. And while there are often like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sides to every story, in your movie, the only sort of story you hear or you understand is your own. So you see, yes, yeah, I am the main character in my life. That completely makes sense. But where do you draw the line? Or should you draw the line in understanding that, yes, although I'm the main character in my life, in my movie, also understanding that everybody is the main character in their own life, in their own movie. And because our lives and other people's lives are so intertwined, should we develop that like ability to understand when in a particular scenario where multiple people's lives are intertwined, understanding when you are or should be the center of that, or when somebody else should be the focal point and you should be like a side character, or dare I say an extra. Because what I said earlier about, you know, you being the main character, it being your movie, yes, that's true. But what about some sitcoms with multiple main characters? What about Friends? Friends is so good because who is the main character? You might say it's your favorite, but who actually is the main character in that friendship group? we actually get to see a somewhat balanced view of each and every one of their lives and their perspectives equally. And everybody has their moment. Every episode may be centered around a certain individual or couple of individuals. So should we be seeing ourselves as the main character, or should we think of it more like a friend situation where there are multiple main characters in your story? So yeah, this whole trend of being the main character, of romanticizing your life, the trend is going strong. It's still going pretty strong. So strong that it has started to garner some criticism, which, to be honest, is completely understandable. Here are some of the main critiques that I've heard about this trend, about this ideology, if you want to call it an ideology. It encourages self-absorption. Is that a word? When you're self-absorbed, self-absorption. I think Lord knows that us millennials and the Gen Zs, we are very much already criticized for being self-obsessed, self-centered. So yeah, this trend's not really doing us any favors in that sense, but we move. And in a similar kind of point, the argument is that it makes us selfish instead of selfless. It's like egocentric, and it's basically narcissism. And that can be harmful to other people when you are essentially thinking of them as extras in your story, in your life, which I believe is kind of the definition of what a narcissist does. So we don't want to be narcissists, do we? So maybe we should be careful. And then there's the argument that, like most other fun, cute, luxury things, it is maybe reserved for the somewhat privileged who can wake up and do yoga in their balcony and eat avocado and sourdough toast and drink an iced latte every hour, versus some people who maybe wake up and have toast and go for their night shift. So because the trend is very much, if you're looking at it from like a social media TikTok kind of view, it is about aesthetics, and it is about romanticizing your life, and it always involves like dancing in the rain, kissing your boyfriend in the rain, putting your hand out the car and looking at the sunset. So it was a lot of aesthetic things that maybe some people think are unattainable for them. And would it be a video by Adella Afadi if I didn't mention social media? Because social media is everywhere. This main character trend is social media is the perfect breeding ground for this kind of content, because it's essentially platforms that have now evolved into things that are there to facilitate us showcasing, us broadcasting our lives. And so being the main character on a platform that's already designed for you to be the main character, but not even just the main character as you are, but the main character as you want people to see you. Oh, it can go left. So there's a clinical psychologist, Dr. Michael G. Wetter, and this is how he calls it main character syndrome, slightly different from energy, but can be used interchangeably. This is how he describes it, and I'm going to read it out because he uses a lot of big words. He says, main character syndrome is the inevitable consequence of the natural human desire to be recognized and validated, merging with the rapidly evolving technology that allows for immediate and widespread self-promotion. Wetter said people have always been the main character in their own life. The difference now being that we have immediate access to a global audience. Oh, this reminds me of the video I did about stunting, the pressure to stunt on social media, and that now we have an audience of as many people as we can get, really. And yeah, it causes us to broadcast our life in a light that might not be quite accurate, or even if it is accurate, it's like, do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And a lot of people frame this main character energy trend as like a form of mindfulness. But then I also read an opinion from another psychology professor, I believe, called Dr. Phil Reed. He said that the link between main character stuff and mindfulness is incorrect. He says, mindfulness is about being aware of the realities of your present, noticing your environment and freeing yourself from past influences. In the case of main character syndrome, you are removing yourself from reality by imagining it to be different than it is, or at least presenting yourself to be in a different reality than you are. So yeah, do you get it? Like sometimes the whole main character trend, I guess, can be done in a way that's like, oh girl, this is not your reality, but you're like making it your reality or making it like a movie. which I guess, yes, is the opposite of mindfulness. Like, you know, kissing in the rain and doing everything in the rain. Basically, we don't go out in the rain, but apparently in this TikTok video, you do go out in the rain and you get cold. But what do I think as the main character of this channel? No, I'm joking. What do I think? Do you know what? I disagree with all the criticism. I get it, but I feel like we do this thing where we take things so literal and we get so deep to the point where we just find problems with things that are pretty much harmless. I think I want to do a video on that titled, Let People Enjoy Things. Stream and let people enjoy things. Like, obviously, I'm not the main character in the whole entire world. And like, even as a Christian, this is a fundamental fact. Like, it's not about me. It's all for his glory. And faith aside, I'm pretty sure, unless you are a diagnosed narcissist, I'm pretty sure you know that the world doesn't revolve around you. So we know it's not a literal main character of the whole entire world that's got billions and billions of people. But yeah, from my own observation and from my own practicing of this main character of romanticizing your life trend, I feel like it's really delightful. Like, I don't use that word often. I never use that word, but I think that is the right word to describe this. It's delightful. For me, it's helped me practice gratitude, because rather than like just going through the motions and doing stuff that I do every single day and it's a routine and it's mundane, it's making me like stop and really romanticize every little part of my day when I'm consciously doing this, like pouring my coffee, sitting by like my reading light, standing by the door, listening to the birds, all that kind of stuff that, you know, is a little bit cringe. It's actually helping me practice gratitude, and it's helping me be grateful, which is the definition of gratitude. I think it's shifted me from being a realist, pessimist, to an optimist. Because real talk New York, I realized quite recently that my realism was actually just pessimism and caring what people think. Bundled up into one. Because now so many things that once upon a time would make me cringe, I've started adopting, because not to be cringe, but life is too short to not live your life like it's a movie. Really and truly is too short. My theory, I love making up theories. My theory is that we're not only afraid of what people think, we're afraid, I think specifically a lot of the time, we're afraid of the eye roll. I was afraid of the eye roll, and therefore I feel like that stopped me from doing or saying or whatever, loads of things that would result in an eye roll. Even if it's not a literal eye roll, it's like, I know in your head you're rolling your eyes. You know, when people do stuff, you're just like, oh. And I think the list of things that would like attract an eye roll are long. Like, the way I would maybe group them is things you do or statements you might say that kind of center yourself, and not in a narcissistic way, but just center yourself, or they're super idealistic, or they go against like societal norms. Those are the kind of things that I think would make people, you remember those kids in school that would just do different stuff and they would get an eye roll, or they would be like ostracized, wow, why am I trying to use big words? Ostracized, you know what I mean? Those are the kind of things I think that we're now, even as adults, still afraid to do, because we think somebody over there, some hypothetical person, is going to roll their eyes. And for me, that is the biggest change that I have started to see, and I would like to continue to see, since adopting this like main character romanticizing, why am I even saying like that? Main character romanticizing your life type of energy. And it's to stop caring what people think. That is my biggest goal. I have big goals. That's one of my biggest goals right now, is to stop caring what people think. I've been working through this with my therapist. Hi, my name is Adella and I am a people pleaser. But not the classic people pleaser, because I have since learned that being a people pleaser can come in so many different forms. The overcommitter is a people pleaser. The easily embarrassed, they're people pleasers. Jealous people are people pleasers. Liars are people pleasers. Why are you lying? For who? For yourself? But for the perception of other people. Think about it. What? The easily angered. People pleasers. How can you get angry by other people unless you care about what other people say or do? What? So for me, people pleasing basically manifests itself in caring about other people's perception of me. It's deeper than that, but I won't go into for another video. But yeah, it's caring about other people's perception of me. And I don't like that. So instead of that, I'm doing main character. Main character, aka I don't give a damn within reason what you think of me. So all of that to say, I do want to be one of those cheesy, whimsical Disney princess type characters that like sings in the morning and dances in the, not in the rain, that's long, dances and stuff. Like I do want to pretend I'm in a rom-com and that I'm the main character in the rom-com, because at the end of the day, who is getting hurt? Who's gonna die? Nobody. So why are we so serious? Answer me that. And at the same time, yeah, the realist that's still in me knows that these are just mind tricks. Like my life hasn't actually changed. It's just mind tricks that are making me happier. And if these mind tricks are doing the job of making me happier, making me more grateful, and therefore making me more productive, making me more hospitable, making me more kind, then why the heck would I stop? What is the opportunity cost of not romanticizing your life? Because even though romanticizing my life won't actually stop the trials from coming my way if they're out of my hands, hear me out. Being a pessimist won't stop the trials from coming either. So, and contrary to what a lot of people, the boomers, might say about us and the Gen Zs and us millennials, I don't actually think we are encouraged to be idealists. I actually think we're a generation of, even if we're not actually pessimists, because I feel like people always love to like humble people, that's the word, like to humble people with statements like, I don't know, or only X amount of people make it to this, or you know, only X amount of people actually become entrepreneurs or whatever. And it's like, yeah, okay, that might be true, but I feel like we've moved to a place where humbling people, being real, is seen as cool rather than you just being rude. Maybe I'll do a video on that too. Like, speaking the harsh truth is not a personality type. Let's just settle that one right there. So yeah, romanticizing your life, main character energy, they're all just like these psychological mind tricks to help you, because really and truly, guys, our emotions are so fickle, especially when the things that we are emotioning over are not that deep. So I'm not talking about like you're going through grief, you're mourning, stuff like that. I'm just talking about the everyday ups and downs of like emotions and turbulent emotions that we go through. Our emotions are really fickle. How many times have you been on the verge of tears because you're hungry? Do you know what I mean? Like, so if we can do all these mind tricks to rewire our mood and therefore our day and therefore other people's day, etc., the knock-on effect is endless. Why not do them within reason? Like, don't become delusional and think that you're Bella Thorne or something. But why not? Again, I'll say, let people enjoy things. And finally, I feel like what this main character energy thing, the best thing that it's done for me, it's reminded me that the main character is always often like a strong and unique personality. The best me is literally the best me. And I, for so long, would always look at other people, specifically people that were like unapologetically themselves, and I always think, yeah, I want that. So if that person was like really quiet and mysterious, I'm like, well, I want to be quiet and mysterious. And if this person was like loud and bold, I'm like, well, I want to be loud and bold. And I'd always look at other people's traits and be like, yeah, I want that. But I'm realizing what I actually admired in them wasn't necessarily the trait that they had. It was the fact that they owned it and that they were unapologetically themselves. So yeah, that's what I want to be. And that, my friends, is a gosh damn main character. So yeah, it's not toxic. It's not narcissistic. It's just people holding on, trying to hold on to any bit of positivity that they can in this madness of a year and a half that we've just had. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I think we should let people enjoy things. That's my opinion. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I always love to hear what you guys have to say. And yeah, guys, a reminder of my hair. My 26-inch Navia's crown. Link in the description to get your hands on that. Use my code Adella15 for 15% off. And check out my Pinterest for all of my hair fashion, beauty, inspo, etc. Like the boards, Keith, has filled out the boards to perfection, and I will keep on filling those boards. So whenever you have questions about my hair, 9 times out of 10, I would have put it on Pinterest. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in my next video, and I hope you have a good one. Bye.